Hello and welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John, where in each episode we'll stroll down the Macintosh memory lane. We'll discuss older Macintosh computers, collecting all things related to the Mac and Apple computer, and current topics from the perspective that only a couple of old Mac fans can provide.
And we are those couple of old Mac fans. We're old fans of old Macs.
Yes.
Yeah, old fans of old Macs. How you doing, John?
I'm quite well. Happy Monday.
Happy
You can say
Monday.
that.
I have an admission. My excuses were not used to I'm not used to our Monday night time slot, and so I scheduled it incorrectly. I scheduled it for an hour ago, so my apologies if you tuned in and then gave up. But hopefully you've returned. Yes,
But we still have Trina and we still have Scarlett.
The hardcore fans.
Oh, yes, right. The real fans. Now we know. Yeah.
Right. We know our true friends. Let's see. Why don't we let's hit record on this thing.
Sounds good.
And do it upright. How about let's go in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 657 for August 7th, 2023. Good evening, John.
Good evening, James.
How are you this fine evening? Are you surviving the heat? What did you say it got up to today in Florida?
Oh yeah, it was 99 degrees.
99
not counting any sort of heat index modifications. So yes, welcome to Florida.
And you have to shut your air conditioner off in the Mac attic because it makes too much racket.
But that's okay because basically I'm in a giant igloo cooler. The insulation in this building is fantastic.
So it won't warm up.
It doesn't immediately warm up. Correct. Yeah, we're good. At least for another 20 minutes. You'll be able to tell when the sweat starts pouring down my face.
Oh,
but,
well,
no.
I guess you would get uncomfortable. I was worried about the computers.
Oh.
I don't worried about brittle plastic.
Just melting.
Yeah.
The little heat might make it more pliable, right?
You might get a little lightheaded, but you'll recover. It's the plastics of those old Macs that will not recover.
No.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. You've been doing some playing around with the Lightning scan.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
For your Apple IIgs, so we've got that coming up. But we'll have some eBay finds here in just a little bit. Okay.
Hello, Chris. Yeah, Chris was here at 7:30.
Oh.
So.
At 7:30.
Yeah, so your plan was foiled to just have everyone show up at the wrong time. Chris wasn't falling for it.
These people, the massive audiences that we get, I get stage fright and I freeze up. So I was hoping to.
Yeah, that's it. It's like
shake them all loose. But Chris could not be stopped.
That's right.
Well, I admire your dedication. All right. Are we ready to go with eBay finds?
Let's do it.
Let's go in 3, 2, 1. It's time for eBay finds. Last week there was a lot of 6 new in the box, right? Completely sealed monochrome Macintosh 2 video cards. Kind of a rare find. Not sure what any one person might do with 6 of them. I can see maybe needing 1 or 2. That one did not sell. Still available. Buy it now is $199.99, or you can make an offer. And then we had the 1993 JLPGA. That's the Japan Ladies Professional Golf Association Championship PowerBook. I believe that's like a 145B would be the model of that one.
Okay.
This one was kind of astronomically priced at about now $15,000, or you can make an offer. And as we pointed out last week, there were a number, and there looks like there still are a number of others that are available from other sellers in the $2,000 range. So you could probably buy all the other ones and still save money over this particular example. And the postcard, this is from the Macintosh Business Seminars, and it features a compact Mac. I don't know if that's like a Plus or maybe earlier. And it's like a building among the skyline of New York City. We're only aware that the one in New York and the one in San Francisco exists. I don't know. I've never seen this one in poster form, just in the postcard.
Mm-hmm.
And Steve Mac 84 actually bought this one.
Nice.
Last week, and has reported that he was able to do a very nice scan of it. He's looking at options for maybe making a poster of it. So,
yeah,
if there wasn't a poster of it before, there will be one soon. I guess he bought it now for the $39.95. It turns out, after the fact, I found out that I actually have one of these, and I could have saved the money and the trouble.
Oh no!
But that's what happens when you have more stuff than you need.
Yeah, as much stuff as you. Yeah, right.
It seemed familiar. I was like, it seems like I have this.
Oh man!
And so funny. I went digging, and yeah, I produced one. So at least I now know what the value of it is. Okay, 3 auctions this week. We'll begin with this extremely rare Apple IIc LCD display. It says prototype ? And
you could say that with anything. I like it. It's just anything I now forever will sell on eBay. It's just going to have prototype ? At the end of it.
Yeah, just this may be a prototype or may not. I don't know. You decide. Well, let me read the description here. It says, offered here is a vintage Apple LCD monitor that was used with Apple IIcs. The monitor has a very low serial number of 50, which indicates to me it is a very early example, possibly a prototype. I'm not sure how that works, right?
Not either. I do not think the prototypes probably got serial numbers as my guess. Yeah.
It says monitor does work, but they are hard to read as the displays were always dim. Because of this and the expense of them, they did not sell well. It says the monitor face has some scratches, but nothing serious. Overall, nice condition considering its age. Sold as is. So there's a picture. The case looks pretty good.
It does, right, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cable intact. There's a picture of the back. Plastics look unyellowed. Pretty sharp. Little scuffs on the back, but nothing serious. And there you can see the serial number that he's talking about. Let me see if I can somehow navigate this. No, I can't. There's a 50 in there somehow. Somehow eBay has changed their way they display photos, and it's vexing me. A few more photos. There's what the seller looks like, reflected in the image of a head-on show. And look, there's a photo. He actually hooked it up. She, I don't know. Karateka or Karateka, or however
Karateka is how
one pronounces that. Looks like it's displayed on there, including the information of whoever cracked it. It looks like
a cracked screen. Yeah.
It's not a cracked screen, but it's a cracked screen of the game.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Very good condition, and they want the princely sum of $1,499 is the buy it now. There is a make an offer. I'm trying to remember what these have gone for in recent memory. I don't think they've gone for as much as that.
But especially one that's got a dim backlight to it and is hard to read. Did these?
They're all kind of dim.
I don't know. Javier Rivera would be a really good person to ask that, because he's delved into these a lot. But yes, Trina, absolutely right. Crazy price.
Well, There is a make an offer, and it ships from Nova Scotia, Canada. Okay.
All right. Next, we have a vintage lot of 90 Apple Macintosh Classic SE and Plus computers. This is a barn pallet find, so you know these are nice and clean. These have been
the seller
well.
is honest. It says expect dirt and corrosion in the description.
Yes. And besides SEs, I do see some SE30s in there as well. So, and at least one of them has a sticker that says Radius 2 page display on it. Whether the card is actually in there or not, who knows?
Yeah.
So let's see, where is this coming out of? Because that's really important for something like this. And that is Riverside, California, United States. Wow. Okay, there is a make an offer. The buy it now price is $3,599.99. Good thing it's not that extra penny over, because that would have been crazy. Okay, they've got a breakdown. So we've got they even went so far as to, like, I guess, turn these all on to test them. So we've got a plus, no one with no power, 6 with power no signal, and 6 power and signal no further testing. Classic, 2 no power, 5 power no signal, 2 no further testing. SE, you have 4 no power, 9 power no signal, and 31 power and signal no further testing. And SE FDHD, 1, 0, and 5, and SE30, 0, 8, and 5. Wow. And SE SuperDrive, 1, 1, and 0.
Well, that's nice that they at least looked into them. You can see a fair amount of dirt. I mean, these were literally in a barn. Like, talk about barn finds. This was actually in a barn.
Now, just because this is power and signal, no further testing, I mean, it sounds like it's like, yes, something showed up on the screen. It could have been checkerboard patterns.
Right.
It does make sense, though, that the SE doesn't have the capacitor problem that the SE30 had. So the fact that the SE has power and signal, no further testing, may mean most of the SEs actually do work. So, gosh, who knows? I'm guessing that Fast Reliable ships from the United States. Of course, you can get freight shipping on this. It's already palletized and it's already wrapped in saran wrap.
Yeah.
90 of them, you probably do some fun art installations with something like this.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking in 90, you're really just using them for the cases. Like, I'm not sure you'd go through a lot of trouble. Maybe there are a few not so beat up ones here that you might consider restoring, but I don't know. I think a wall of 90 painted in the stripes of the Apple colors or something, would look amazing.
You would, yeah.
So that averages out to about $40 a computer with the buy it now. I bet you, I mean, how many people are there in the world that that need 90 of these, right? And would have a good plan for them.
Right, correct.
And would be willing to pay $3,600 for the lot.
As I mentioned when we were offline, is no keyboards or mice. Which the SE30s classics, no big deal. The pluses, problem.
You're going to spend more money
on the keyboard and mouse. And right, exactly.
Yeah. I bet you could get this for easy half that or less if you really.
Yeah, especially if you were able to just go pick it up and they didn't have to worry about dealing with a freight company or anything. Yeah.
All right. Nobody in the chat gonna make an offer on that? Okay. All right, let's move on. The title says Uber Rare.
So not just rare, Trina. Yeah. This is uber rare.
Right. Just cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Uber Rare clear plastic prototype Apple Macintosh computer. Doesn't even have the actual title of this thing. They had too many other shock words in there. But this is actually a Macintosh Portable, a prototype. And
Clear. Ooh.
I want to read some lines. There's a very long description here, but somebody took a lot of time to write this. So, to add value to this investment, I just included a book on California history, which John Scully himself gave to Apple One employees. Absolutely collector's dreams. Oh, okay. Well, let me get to the meat of this. It says, are you prepared to own an authentic relic of computer history that defies all expectations? Introducing the unparalleled Apple Macintosh Portable. Not just any model, but a breathtaking prototype sculpted from mesmerizing clear plastic.
Did ChatGPT write this?
Prepare to be captivated by the solitary surviving specimen and embodiment of both innovation and camaraderie. Where do you get the camaraderie? An unmatched rarity. Behold the extraordinary Macintosh Portable prototype, standing as the solitary exemplar across the globe. Its clear plastic construction unveils a remarkable glimpse into the early realms of portable computing. This isn't just an acquisition. It's a rendezvous with an unprecedented marvel that no collector, enthusiast, or visionary can afford to miss. Wow. And it goes on and on. I mean, it's just it's worth a read. But here's a couple things. Let's see. It says, over 3 decades ago, an ingenious Apple engineer extended a gesture of friendship, presenting you with this prototype as an emblem of camaraderie. Envision the conversations it witnessed, the dreams it ignited, and the bonds it encapsulates. This prototype embodies the spirit that propels Apple's relentless pursuit of excellence.
Wow.
Gosh, it's so good. I want to keep reading. It says a collection. It says a collector's magnum opus. Auction history is seldom graced with an opportunity of this magnitude. The privilege to claim the clear plastic Macintosh Portable prototype is a privilege that even the most devout collectors yearn for. Your bid isn't merely for a computer. It's your chance to become a custodian of history, a steward of progress, and a connoisseur of the extraordinary. And it actually just keeps on going. But anyway, does not come with a power supply. Been sitting in a dark, dry closet for over 35 years. Don't know if it powers on. Judging by the condition, it looks very hopeful. Might just need the power supply. So let's look at the pictures here. The first picture is kind of concerning, and it's very curious too. There's some artifacts on the screen. There are some diagonal, almost like perfect diagonal, like was it Wolverine? Like Wolverine.
Oh yes, yeah, right, yeah, Logan got very mad at this Macintosh Portable and just took a swipe at it.
Right. It's got these diagonal lines through it.
Yeah. And it's
I don't know what
it's
that
weird
is.
because they are diagonal. They're not like horizontal or vertical. Like there was
Some
a row
artifacts.
of pixels that
Right.
something weird happened to.
They're at perfect 45-degree angles.
Yeah.
So it's almost like whatever the technology on this, something could have happened that it, gave you these nice lines. So there is that. Maybe somebody in the chat has some idea of how this was created. Other than that, there's a little K175 sticker. The plastics look pretty good and clean. I'm going to poke around here. It does come with the original case.
Huh.
And there's that book on the history of California or whatever that he was promised. And the book has a little label from John Scully in December 1988, and it says, "As we pause to reflect on a really great year, we would like to share with you a gift which goes back to Apple's California roots. Thanks for making a difference." So that's actually a cool little bonus. I'm not aware of this book nor John Scully's gift to people back in December of 1988. Well, we've got some guesses in the chat as to what this might cost. Eric's Edge says $1
million.
It's a little bit shy of that, but it is getting some bidding action, and it's already bid.
Oh, Eric's bidding on himself. He's just gone to $1,000,001. So, yeah.
All right. Well, after 4 bids, it currently sits at $5,300. This ends on Saturday.
So I was looking at the seller. So the seller, iMoney Co., has sold 269 things, 100% positive feedback. But this is the only auction that they currently have.
Uh-huh.
Just because I wanted to see what else
Yeah.
they had for sale, and if they had the same extremely over the top descriptions that
Oh
this one
yeah,
had.
right. Well,
Yeah.
you could go back at their
Oh, the
finished auctions,
history.
can't you?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look at their feedback or whatever.
But
Because
yeah, four
I do
bids though.
enjoy.
That's amazing that this is being bid on.
Hmm.
Right.
Hmm. Yeah, I'll read you one more passage. Craft your place in history. Step onto the grand stage of technological heritage and etch your legacy as the fortuitous guardian of the unparalleled clear plastic Macintosh portable prototype. With its inclusion in your collection, you're not just acquiring an artifact, you're embracing an everlasting narrative that spans generations.
Wow.
Wow.
Somebody has a thesaurus.
That's clever and entertaining.
This poor portable. There's no way it can live up to that hype.
Okay. Let's move on. Are you set up there?
Let me
We'll
switch
talk
my
about.
cameras.
Um, I'm just going to go ahead and start talking while you work.
Yep.
I'm going to start recording in 3, 2, 1. When John was at Kansas Fest, just in the last, gosh, I don't know, it's only been a few weeks since you've been back, but one of the acquisitions you got was a lightning scan made by Thunderware. Who makes Thunderware?
Thunderware. Yep.
And that's not a brand of undergarment.
Right. Yes.
Thunderware made the lightning scan, and they made the Thunder scan.
The Thunder scan. Yeah.
The Thunder scan was what was the image writer?
Yes, it was the one that went into the image writer to replace the ribbon. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you used your printer to scroll the scanner and digitize whatever you were able to stick in your printer.
Correct. Yep.
This one has a little more flexibility because it's handheld, and so you're not really restricted to something that you can, feed into your printer. They made one for the Mac, which was it SCSI based?
Let's see.
Oh goodness. Or did it hook through the serial port?
No, it was SCSI.
It was.
Yeah, because I was hoping. Yes, I was hoping it was like serial, and you could use this in a serial port. But no. They are two totally different critters.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you have the serial one that connects, and you've got it connected to your Apple IIgs,
Yes.
WAS edition, which was almost not a WAS edition, right?
It almost stopped being a WAS edition because it
that?
turns out that the whatever ink they use for the WAS signature on these things comes off very easily with alcohol. I shouldn't have been drinking around it, but no, I was just trying to clean some of the schmutz off of it, and
It could be that the ink over time has kind of degraded and become brittle, like the plastic on which it's printed. But so there's a word of warning when you're cleaning cases. If there's anything printed, you got to be extra careful there.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So yours was boxed that had everything, right, including the
correct.
software,
Yeah,
the sketch,
everything, every single bit and piece was in there.
Nice.
Pretty fantastic. So got the card in there, no problems. Was able to find the software over on what is the 2GS. If anyone who has an Apple 2GS, if you look up what is the Apple 2GS, you're going to find a website that's got tons of software. So I was able to find a disk image that I was able to put into my CFFA. That's
you
in
didn't
there.
You didn't have to pull it off the actual disk.
I didn't have to try to pull it off the floppy.
Yeah.
That it was in there. So so we're good on that. Everything launched. I've booted. Everything launched. I've played around with it already. So it's pretty cool.
Nice.
So
you're going to do a little demo here?
Yeah, so I'm going to do a demo, which is going to be really helpful for our listeners. But so what's nice is the Lightning Scan app also has a desktop accessory for launching. So
Uh-huh.
it's kind of cool. So you've got your different scan modes of 16 grays, 10 grays, line art. On the hand unit itself, it's got a light and dark adjustment. It's got how many DPI? So you've got 1 through 4, and each one of those is 100. So you can set it between 100
Oh
and
wow, all
400
the way up to 400.
DPI. And then the other buttons are basically how big a dot you want to scan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like if you're doing a photo, you want to do very small ones. If you're doing letters, you're going to go for
Mm-hmm.
kind of a so basically it's going to be optimized for scanning in just very straight up black and white graphics versus stuff with colors. And then you've got your start button on the side. Other than that, yeah, so it's one of the hand ones, so it's got a little roller on the bottom, and you've got your sensor that as you're pressing the button, it's going to start scanning. So what's kind of funny is also on here, it shows you basically how many inches of something you can scan depending on how much RAM you've got.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got 8 mega RAM in this, so I at 400 DPI, I can scan 87 inches.
That's
At 100
a
DPI,
linear inches because it's at
linear
a fixed
inches.
width.
That's right.
What's the width of that? It's only like
So yeah,
5
the
inches.
width is, I mean, it's basically the same width as say a paperback book.
Oh
You know what I mean? So like
yeah,
even like this card, which is not that big, it wouldn't
not
it's
wide
not going to be
enough.
able to scan the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So it is a pretty narrow scan field.
Yeah, so if you
So
wanted to scan,
yeah,
like an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper or something, you'd have to do it
right.
several passes and then probably manually stitch it together.
Yeah, which would be a
Huge
real
pain.
pain on the 2GS. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to say. But if you were doing like say desktop publishing, you wanted to scan in an image or
Yeah.
some clip art, this
Right.
would be probably pretty good for that.
Yeah.
So
And when this came out, I don't know if you have
yeah,
the year that came out. This would have been, let me think,
1989
early 89.
is
Okay.
the copyright on their
Yeah.
Thunder Warrior. So yeah, I'm going to scan 2 images. One is this grayscale. This is the tutorial image that came with it. So it's a picture of kind of a mask with a face on it
Uh-huh.
and hand. So it's just kind
But
of
show that. I mean, I'm guessing that we should expect output that looks similar to that.
yeah, I
No?
mean,
I
yeah.
mean,
It's kind of
is that
right.
not maybe? I don't
The
know.
whole idea, right? So yeah, so what is this? I'm going to go ahead and do a 16 shades of gray.
Hmm.
And I'm going to make sure that this is on photo setting, and I don't know if I've got the light dark. And then also, it is kind of hard to see. Anyone watching this is obviously I'm getting some
Flicker.
fluctuations in the screen just due to screen refresh on the 2GS monitor. But
Right.
so yeah, so I'm gonna hit display during
Right.
scan so we can
Your
actually
screen's
see
not
as I scan
really
this.
it's not really about to explode.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And we're gonna do this, and
Okay.
I'm gonna hold the start button.
Yeah. You have to hold it in while you're doing this?
Yeah, I've got to hold it in while I'm doing this. And if you go too fast, it makes a clicking noise. So you got to go
Oh.
really slow.
So it's audible feedback is what you get for the
Yes.
speed.
Mhm.
I'm looking at it. It doesn't look like it's
Doesn't look like
nearly
much yet.
the
Right.
resolution or quality that the printed page is. So I think our
So what
expectations
we're
were
gonna
too high.
do- Hang on a second here. So yeah, sorry, this is going to take a moment to scan in. So I'm not going to scan all of it. We'll just go down to about
In 1989, this was
here.
a marvel of
All right,
technology.
and we're gonna view it here.
Okay.
So let's wait as the Apple 2GS actually processes what I just scanned.
Oh, look at
And
that.
that's what we got. Now, I can go ahead and, let's see here. I can go ahead and adjust the brightness and contrast.
So the built-in the software it came with, the scanning software, has some editing functions in it
Right,
too, which
yeah.
is nice. Yeah. Not too
So you
bad.
can see, I mean, considering what it is, it really
Yeah.
isn't that bad. All right.
Yeah. So if you have
there's
some,
there's some banding in there. And again, who knows how long this sat in a box? I don't know if it worked better back then.
yeah.
The sensor might might be better.
Did
So anyway,
did you clean the
yeah,
sensor at all?
I cleaned the roller. The sensor is under a piece of plastic, so I
But the
mean,
plastic
it
looks
could
good.
be that this plastic could be cleaned.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do one of the scan. I'm going to scan
Okay.
this. I've got a Beagle Brothers card here that is just straight up single color,
Uh-huh.
not grayscale. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to line here. We're going to start a new scan, and okay, we're going to do that, and we are going to go back to the desk accessory, and we're going to tell it that I am scanning in line art. And we're going to give this one a try. We're just going to do the Beagle Brothers logo.
This should be more faithful because the Beagles Brothers logo that you have is almost looks like it was printed on a dot matrix printer. I mean, it's sort of
Yeah, it's your standard kind of
yeah.
halftone, single color.
Oh yeah, that's coming in very nicely. Uh-huh.
And it is slow going, guys. Let me tell you, you can't go fast. Almost there. We're going to say that's good enough.
All right.
There we are.
Oh yeah.
And I can. So you can see. So for the
Mm-hmm.
line art, it did a pretty darn good job.
Yeah.
Let me try the brightness and contrast with this. Maybe actually. Bump
Oh
it
yeah.
down a
There.
little bit.
Extra detail coming when you adjust it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You
So
know,
yeah,
it's way. Having never played with this and just kind of anticipating how clunky it might be, user interface, everything, it's exceeded my expectations. Like it's
Okay.
not just a gimmicky toy, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I wish I should have thought about it and looked up in an old A Plus magazine or something to see what
uh-huh.
the original price was for this. I doubt the box has anything on it. Let me take a quick look. No price on the box.
Uh-huh.
Oh well. So anyway, so there
Yeah,
you go. That's kind of.
sweet. And I bet the Macintosh one would probably behave
Chris says he
similarly.
can't see the
Oh,
2GS screen.
yeah, I don't know why that is. Anybody else cannot see the screen. I'm not watching the feed because I'm in the studio here watching kind of a different path of the bit. So I mean, I'm seeing it fine. So I don't know what's going on here.
Oh no,
All
it's
right.
showing up. Yeah, because I
Oh,
see it
okay.
on YouTube right now. So
Oh, okay.
okay,
Good.
all right, good.
All right. Well, there you have it. Lightning Scan by Thunderware. A very cool little toy if you can find one. And where did you find the software?
Over at what is the 2GS? Hang on, it's
What
got
is
a
the 2GS?
yes. If you just do a search on what is the 2GS, you will find the website.
Okay. Right. So a good source for probably all things 2GS, I would imagine.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for testing that out and demoing it for everybody.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Neat. Isn't that great when things still work after
Yeah.
34
Right.
years or whatever? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
my gosh. Somebody took good care of that. You know, you're half afraid that when you squeeze it right there, it just crumbles in your hand.
That is actually a worry nowadays, isn't it?
All right. Let's get into some news. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's time for the news. Gentleman named Phil Letourneau made a 3D printed, fully functional mini Apple Mac as a wedding gift. And there's a picture of it. Did a really great job, complete with even packaging it, as you see there in the photo. Found some boxes and did like a clear, transparent cover. Actually made two of them, and they were, of course, 3D printed with some files I think are on Thingiverse.
Yeah,
And
I think they're
then
the files that were done by the Macintosh librarian, perhaps.
same ones, okay. And
Maybe.
then powered with Raspberry Pi Zero 2. And then paired it with a matching, well, at least similarly color matched Logitech Bluetooth keyboard and mouse. There's a photo of them marveling at the creation. It runs OS 7.5.5 under emulation in Mini VMAC.
So
And
they
runs very
say
well.
Mini VMAC, but I swear I saw over on their website that it looked like there was a color screen, Macintosh screen. So
Oh,
I don't know if maybe they also have Basilisk 2 on there, which will run
maybe.
just fine on a Raspberry Pi as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I just,
There's also a little speaker crammed in there with an Adafruit amplifier, so it has standalone sound. And I guess our big question was like, what was the display used? Were you able to find
yeah.
out? Was it?
No, I know that.
Oh,
Nowhere on Mastodon do they mention
um,
what the monitor is.
I was trying to see. Unfortunately, none of the pictures show it in operation. I don't know if there's
So go over to the Mastodon link in the
yeah,
article, and you
and
will
there's a
see.
breakdown. Here's some other
But they
pictures
also have
of the
pictures of it
build.
on. Just keep
Oh,
scrolling.
keep
And you'll. Yep.
scrolling.
There you
There we
go.
go. Oh, I see. Yes, there you go. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah, so it's a really nice looking little
Yeah,
monitor. Yeah, looks nice and
that is
clear.
otherworldly. Yeah, that monitor is very detailed.
Yeah, so maybe we need to
The
just
pictures.
Mastodon,
Hmm.
leave a message and just ask.
Yeah, yeah. And it fits just perfectly in that case. Really well done. Wow.
Absolutely.
I'm sure
Yeah.
those folks were thrilled to receive these as a gift. Okay. There was a patent filed. Actually, it wasn't just filed, it was
Accepted, right?
granted
Mm-hmm.
on July 25th, 2023 to Apple called modularized computing and input devices. And I'll read the abstract here. It says a computing device can be reconfigurable to include one or more electrical devices in various configurations. The computing device can include a base forming an input surface configured to receive user input. The base can receive one or more input devices, such as keyboards or displays. The base can include a hinge rotatably attached to the base and configured to removably retain an electronic device, such as a display. The computing device can include a coupling mechanism having a first retaining position and a second retaining portion. I kind of messed that up, but rotatably coupled to an intermediate portion. The first and second retaining portions can be configured to removably retain electrical devices to the coupling mechanism. Oh my gosh,
So
that's a
so
hard one to read.
basically, it is a hinge, an electronic hinge
Yeah,
that you can connect various devices to monitors and everything, and the
yeah,
hinge is kind of the magic here. That's really what the patent is about. So
uh-huh.
looking through it, so it looks like so you've got your screen surface, and then you've got what's being called the input surface. It also looked like you could swap out the input surface for a second display. But this
Yeah,
input
or like a touch
surface,
screen or something.
yeah,
Like
it looks
there's a
like you could
figure right
do
there.
a real honest to goodness keyboard, or you could do a basically a keyboard overlay, and that the input
Yeah,
surface, you can configure it to whatever your overlay is.
uh-huh.
Kind of
This
looking
is
at
really
it.
interesting because this feels more configurable Mac than it does,
Yeah,
say, iPad,
right.
right?
Yes.
And so it lends itself to the thought of an honest to goodness tablet Mac from Apple.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um, and yeah, and with all kinds of interesting options. Now, Apple always they like to patent things, and they don't
Sure. Whether
always
it
follow
actually
up with
makes
this with actual
right.
things. But they went to the trouble of patenting this, and it gives you an idea of where their heads at, what they're thinking about
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in the future. Um,
Like one of
but
the things we obviously are thinking about are turntables.
well, I'm getting to that. I'm scrolling. They show a lot of these sketches show um,
Various
the
configurations.
configurable, yeah,
Right.
and the most curious of all of them, which is not really forward thinking but backwards thinking. Let me pause right there. There's an example of like two different kind of displays or touch inputs or whatever.
Oh yeah, sure.
Uh, and then look at that one right there with
Where it
the
looks like you've got a keyboard and then a
full
basically
width
what is a giant mouse pad or trackpad, right?
or a touchscreen.
Or a touchscreen.
Uh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then am I there yet? Let's keep going.
It's
Ah,
there you go.
figure 13. Now this is just plain silly because it's got and it's not like this is a turntable like you might use if you were a DJ or something. This is
Right, right.
it looks like an old fashioned record player
Yeah.
that's just sitting on top of that lower section.
All right, here we go. I'm trying to. Okay, so figure 13. This is
Yeah.
out of the shows a perspective view of a computing device, including an input device. That's all they're giving us for an explanation is
Yeah.
an input device. So in this case, it would be an audio input device.
I'm not sure how this would work. I don't know if the vibration feet on that record player also transmit electrical signals to the
Right, right, right.
computer
I'm trying to dig through further to see if there's a better explanation
of the
elsewhere
record player.
in the
Yeah.
figures. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. I think it's just kind of a joke. I think they
yeah.
threw it in there as a what if, but yeah, we're just messing around. It is. It's pretty funny. Um, yeah. But vinyl's coming back, right? I mean, people are excited about vinyl, so maybe I'm a little short sighted here. Maybe this is the future. Even cassettes, I understand, are sort of
Oh my!
like because they're
I'll wait
retro that
for
people are.
8-track, right? Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't see a cassette
I hate
module yet.
rewinding things.
So,
Just give me an 8-track, right?
all right, and a quick update here on that Apple One we talked about last week. It's still up for auction. The auction ends on August 24th. You can follow it or our auction. The bid still stands at $162,560. If you want to bid, you must go up to $178,816.
That's quite the hike.
Yeah, that's quite an increment. There must be some fixed percentage.
Yeah.
It seems like that this hasn't moved since last week. I want to remember that it was kind of in this ballpark last week, if not even the same. So
Well, it ends in 10 days, huh?
yeah, it's right around the corner. So maybe there'll be some
You know,
some swiping.
I'm just throwing this out there. My birthday is on the 30th. If anyone wanted to, this might
Right,
make a
yeah,
nice present.
Yeah, the Apple One would be a nice present indeed. So that's at our auction. We will check back next week and see how it did.
Okay, I want to make sure you did
Yeah.
not mess the
What?
Eric's comment about the
What did Eric say?
the patent being. Are we sure that Dana didn't design that?
Oh yes,
Yes.
a nanoraptor creation. Yeah, that she never did get into doctoring the patent photos. You'd have a lot of fun with those, and they'd probably be easier to doctor since they're just line drawings. But no, that was at the actual government office. I mean, that's legit funny stuff. All right, let's record an outro.
Yeah. Do we have an idea what we're doing for next
We
week?
have no idea what we're doing. Oh,
No idea.
I mean, you mean
Okay.
for next week?
Right.
No, we don't. We'll have to figure something out. You
All
are
right, sounds
around,
good.
right?
I am
We're
around.
both here.
Yes.
I'm around. Okay. All right. Well, at least we got a show. That's at least a starting point. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. All right. That wraps up another episode of the Retro MacCast. We will be back next week. We just
Next
confirmed
Monday.
that. We will
Right.
be live on YouTube if you want to join us at.
Hmm.
I'm gonna maybe get it right this time. 7:30 p.m. Central Time on YouTube under Retro MacCast. Please join us and hang out with us. And then, what are we going to talk about? That is to be determined. We'll
Yes.
figure that out one step at a time. First, we decide if we're going to be around, and then we work on what the topic may be. But we'll come up with something fun, I hope. Thanks everybody in the chat for joining us,
Yeah.
and even joining us at 2 different hours. Anything else, John? Am I missing something?
Nothing on my end. Nope.
All
We are
good?
good.
Okay. Well, until next week, remember, it's not old.
It's retro.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for
Thank
streaming.
you.
Well, thank you, Scarlet.
Thanks,
Sword.
Trina. Thanks, Eric.
Eric,
Thanks, Eric.
Is that a
Again.
recommendation for next week? Hypercard?
Oh, Eric. We need to have Eric on to talk about Hypercard.
What's
He is
is he the Hypercard master?
He is.
Well, there's your opportunity, Eric. Do you
Eric?
want to come in and
Huh?
talk about Hypercard for a spell? That saves John and me the preparation.
Save us, Eric. Save us. No, seriously. Yeah.
Let us know if you're available.
Oh, he's in the middle of
in the
moving.
middle of
Maybe
moving.
next
Okay,
month.
next month.
All right.
Okay. Well,
we're going to hold you to that because I'd love to have you on for that.
Yeah, we must have done at least one episode on Hypercard.
Oh, but I don't know
yeah.
how to really do anything. So it'd be great to have somebody on who actually knows what they're doing with it. Yeah.
Especially,
All right, awesome.
what I'd love to talk more about is there are still people using Hypercard and doing stuff. Remember we talked about somebody was building a game, like a first-person adventure game in Hypercard.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy what you can do with that. Yeah. Okay. Well, so that'll be way in the future, in a month or so, and next week
Yeah. And good luck with
will
your
be a
move.
surprise. All right. Well,
All right, guys.
I guess we'll go ahead and play ourselves out, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Retro MacCast with James and John. Email listener comments and questions to retromaccast@gmail.com or post comments on our website at www.retromaccast.com.